What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Is Your Six Covered. Appreciate you showing up. And I gotta say, look at that. Today is August 14th, 2020, and that actually happened earlier today. So congratulations, Californians. I would say there's a possibility that things are turning around, my friends. So hopefully it continues on. Look at that. Trump's out there. How amazing is that? Trump, good luck 2020. Hopefully you got it in the bag. Yeah, WTF SoCal. We got a lot of Californians out there right now. We got people texting me while I'm doing this. What do we got going here? Oh, X-Ring says 5 minutes. Nick's place is out there. What's going on, Nick? Chris Smith. WTF SoCal. Eagle Eye shooting. Trump 2020. Gotta love saying that. Talking Rocks out there. Matt Cross. Tim Davis. John Parson. And +5. John Jeffries. John Parson. Let's see. Who did I miss? Who got first today? Pretty sure I know who it is because I did text. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. And the winner is Tim Davis. The other Tim Davis, his twin brother. So congratulations on being the first ninja in here. So got 18 people showed up so far. But I want to say just a quick Ninth Circuit Court finally is rocking and rolling. But hopefully everybody's having a good day out there. I know people in California can, unless they try to change some stuff around. SBR, I texted Codaboy32 your email, and we'll see what happens. What's up, Willie Brackett? Let's see what we got out here for comments. Brian Duchesne's out here. Have you had to battle any fires yet? Yeah, we sent a bunch of people out. Most of them are back. Actually, every one of them is back right now. They asked us if we wanted to go to another one today, but due to the way they were going to pay for the fire, we actually decided not to go to that fire. There's a lot of stuff going on when it comes to large agencies, and I don't want to name any names, but like really big agencies, and they are not willing to pay for certain items. So with that said, it's going to hurt a little bit. So they'll have to use some more of their own units. But we'll move on. Ain't nobody got time to talk about work. Shit, this is why I come on here, is to get away from work for a couple minutes. Let's see. Yep, WTF SoCal says winning. California's winning. Yeah, it's an awesome win. It really is. Anybody that thinks that 11 rounds is scary, but 10's okay, it just doesn't make a damn bit of sense. But anyways, people can be a little happier. Hopefully you guys are ordering some mags. Now, hopefully the companies have woken up, saw that real quick, changed their laws, and are now shipping those again out to California. John Parson, what's up? +5. Let's see. Here we go. Feels like we are in line outside a bar about to open, seeing all the regulars. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Norm. All right. Let's see. Matt Cross is still mad because he didn't get first place today. Come on, Mr. Matt Cross. Don't be cross, Mr. Matt Cross. Apparently I missed out on the last. Yeah, you missed out on the last two live chats there, amigo. Let's see. We got X-Ring in the house.
What is up? Hello, everyone.
Hopefully you're doing well. Got lots of great people out here already. WTF SoCal been buying any mags today? Remember, guys, there was Freedom Week. There was 2 Freedom Weeks. I think one was a day, and the rest was there was one that was a week. There was probably more mags sent to California in 1 month than there has been in all of history. So, how's the shaking on the left coast? You been to a Trump campaign party today? No, this is a Red Rooster. This is actually a great boat out of San Diego caught many a fish on this vessel. How was your day today, Ray?
Outstanding. I had a
Outstanding.
great day today.
You did. You kicked some ass today. Did you? Obviously, you didn't tell anybody the great news, but let them know
What news?
that you pissed off your shooting buddies that were shooting with you. You whooped them and slapped them around like little biatches, and then did you end up coming in first today for Friday night shoots?
I did actually. I don't know how, but I did, and I say that loosely because, all right. So we figured today. We've been trying to train about twice a week, doing yes PRS crap. I love the challenge. Okay.
Curse you! I curse you!
What's that?
I curse you! Go.
Yeah. So Rick and I have been going out with some guys, and what we've been doing is setting up these PRS courses. And it's literally, we'll give ourselves 90 seconds on the clock. I'll throw together a stage that involves a lot of positions and whatnot. And we've been working on everything from centerfire rifles to 22s. And we've been having a really good time with that. And so we go out today, and we had some guys meet us out there. And, you just have one of those days where you just can't miss. And I'm like every position, I'm making all my shots. And everybody else was struggling pretty hard. And it's been good training because you don't need huge distance. We've only got 700 yards out there, but you can make the target smaller, make the positions harder. So
Yeah.
I am enjoying that aspect of it a lot. I'm enjoying the hound out of it. And then when we got done with that, they were starting to go ahead.
Did you say the hound out of it?
The hound out of it. Yeah.
Is that what you said?
And then yeah, I did. I said the hound. That's hound. All right, so then they had the Friday night fights going on. No. Did you get your spur mount? I know what that is. It's a spur mount.
Don't say how I got it though.
Oh, I'm not going to say how you got it. But
I don't know if that
when I see that ISMS, I just see, is my money covered? No, that was a nice gesture. Awesome. I know who you are. But no, so we go to Friday night fights, and I told him, I was like, look, I got to shoot first because I got to get out of here. Somebody's got to make a dinner plan tonight. So I was the first shooter, and the very first shot, Rick, you'll get a kick out of this. A no shoot is a 30-second penalty.
Ouch.
And the very first target was like 7 yards away. And I pull my pistol out, and the very first shot nips the no shoot. Like, I don't even know how that happened. And
the way they play over here.
What's that?
I'm being an idiot. I'm being a dick, like you say I am.
That's right. I made a shirt.
How do you
the
first shot out of the gate and you kick yourself right in the nuts? Like that's like,
oh, dude, it was so bad. I mean, when I did it, I was like, did you really just do that? And the way they play, it doesn't matter if it breaks the perf or not. If it touches white, your 30-second penalty. I was like, well, screw it. I had a good time. Well, then on the way home, I get a phone call. They're like, dude, you won the whole match. I was like, awesome. So, because when you win the match, you actually get your entry fee back and 100 rounds of 9mm. That's like gold. That's like gold weight.
Oh, you probably actually took that. Did you take that 9mm?
I did not take it because I wasn't there. The last time I won, I gave it to the junior shooter. That won't be happening this time.
But this time, what?
No, give me that won't be happening this time. Give me my 100 rounds.
Yeah, no shit. No shit. The so I don't know if I can say who gave this to me. They did have it. They weren't able to use it because they ended up going with a different one. But I am excited to get a spur mount because there's really no real estate on those new PRS style rifles. So I want to be able to do some mounting of some stuff, all sorts of fun. So maybe he'll chime in whether I can or can't. So I don't know. But yeah, I'm super excited. So thank you out there. You know who you are, and you are uh, a huge help. That was super awesome of you to do that for me. So awesome. Sounds
Yeah,
like
that
it's
is
raining
cool.
like a
That's a nice
mofo in
setup.
Charlotte.
Man, we had some rain today. I mean, the Friday night fights was in the rain tonight. So, but yeah, you had all your big hitters out there. You had Bryson, you had Yang, you had all those guys out, and so I was happy. That was a good day.
How did Bryson do?
He came in third, actually. I didn't get to see him shoot because as soon as I got done, I went to stage two and I was out of there. But I did make some improvements to the CZ. I have the CZ 455. You guys have seen that. I've reviewed it once or twice. But I ordered, and this will be a topic for you CZ guys if there's any out there. You know, the CZ 455 I think was kind of discontinued and the 457 came out. They might still be making the 455. And the gun was okay. It wasn't great. So I've got an MDT chassis on the way for that, and I went ahead and ordered this bolt knob from CZ, and I thought it was a two-piece plastic knob. Well, it's a rubber knob that you actually fit onto the bolts, and it looks like an 8-ball. I mean, it's bigger than an AI bolt knob. And so I've got this big honking 8-ball on the side of it, and I put a Mr. Fly trigger in it. And I know that you can get a Yo Dave spring kit and some other things, but it's nice. It feels just like the Anschutz. And I know you can go into the ounces with it, under 16 ounces, and feels great. You can full adjustable, length of pull, or not length of pull, but creep and everything else. But I was impressed with it.
Yeah, that's
Looking
pretty
forward
cool.
to setting that thing up.
That was I wrote it down. The fly trigger.
Yeah, Mr. Fly is what it is. And
It's called
CZ
Mister.
actually sells them. Yeah, it's Mr. Fly. It's they sell it on their website directly. You can go to the CZ online store. Speaking of which,
Is Todd out
so
here?
we
The
know
elk.
there's this.
Yep.
What's
Hey
that?
Todd.
What's up, Todd? It's good talking to you today. So we know there's been this big run on primers and 9mm and 5.56 and all that. But what I'm starting to see is you're not being able to find any type of like PRS type stuff. All of those things are starting to go away. Finding 147s, finding like 6.5 PRC ammo or anything like that. That's all getting dried up, guys. This is the worst I've ever seen it, and it's crazy. Nothing's available.
Yeah, SBR Grindle saying, I don't know if you knew it or not, but California basically stepped away from the whole 10-round magazine deal. So we can actually, here in California, you can actually, I don't know if they got to do, there's a couple more steps I think they got to do, but they're on their way to having normal standard capacity magazines. So that's cool.
Nice, nice.
So they got a big win
Mike
today.
D. Mike D asked about thought on the Ruger Precision Rimfire versus the upgraded 455 now. I can't answer that question until I get this MDT chassis. Now, by the time it's all said and done, yeah, I'm going to have more in the CZ for sure, but I did upgrade the Ruger Rimfire by putting an Arca Swiss on the bottom of it. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I have some hopes for this 455.
We got God Ariel. He decided to load some first rounds, loaded 10 ELD match 285s and 5 A-tip, 300 grain. No load data on the A-tip, so I'm starting off with easy grain spread to see velocity. Awesome, man. Congratulations.
Nice.
Reloading. Anyone else notice how relaxed Ray's hat looks? Is your hat relaxed? Thumb down.
Relax.
Anyone else?
Oh yeah. So I think SVR asked me what kind of 6 ARC I've got ammo. I've got the Hornady. The guys over at Hornady sent me 108 ELDs. And so I've got that. I think Kenny's on here. I think he's going to be trying to finish up the chamber on my 6-arc build. So I've got high hopes for it. My biggest dilemma is the stupid barrel length. I don't know what I want to go with. Kenny's saying I need to be around 30, or we can go 30. I'm thinking 28 maybe.
Yeah, I don't know what the harmonics, if it has every little quarter inch changes everything. I would assume it does, but what the best is for that. But yeah, having a 30 inch barrels, that's a lot of those are out there. So
yeah,
the long
no,
dong, hashtag long dong.
Guys, I'm really digging the challenge that PRS gives, because okay, so I've done a completely different type of long range shooting all this time. Okay, these ruck matches and all that's different than PRS, which, man, I really hate to say it, but I am kind of embracing it because it's 90 seconds. Now, I know that some places will run longer stages, but you've got to get it done. So it's not like you're not getting it done in like a CD or a competition dynamic style match or something like that. But 90 seconds, you can blink an eye and you're done. I mean, it feels like you just started. And I kind of like it. It's almost like 3-gun long range because it's just so quick. You've got to get it done. You got to have a plan. And I'm really enjoying it. I really am. More so than I thought I would.
Like it. Oh yeah. Oh
yeah. You know, that's all I needed. But okay, what I was going to say was, so SoCal, you know, once SoCal and I had these AIs and we started building up and shooting at, 1,500 yards, 1,700, 2,000 yards, it almost became boring. Actually, it did become boring. However, I believe if, let's say, SoCal tried to get into PRS or did it, it will completely rekindle that flame. Because I'm telling you, it's awesome, man. It really is. You're showing us a bubble level.
I'm just having fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, the only disappointing thing about that spur, if you hold the side of it up, where I can see those bolts that go into the side, right there. Get it really close to the camera.
You broke.
All right, so if you look at those guys, just hold it still for just a second. So if you guys look, they're actually numbered. 1 is on your left on the inside, 2 is on your right on the inside, 3 is on the far left, 4 is on the far right. And that's the order that you're supposed to torque them in. The bolts on the left, oh, he just moved it again. The bolts on the left where his finger was at, the index finger, I've had 2 spurs fracture between bolt 1 and bolt 3. And I mean completely fracture through the plate. And I was very disappointed. I will tell you that right under there, and that's using the proper torque. I've had 2 different occasions that snapped. The first one when it happened, I thought it was because of the way that it was shipped when we flew out west. But the second one did it, and that gun never went anywhere. So that tells me it was an issue. The warranty department for Spur is basically going to be mile high. They replaced it, no questions asked. Now, I did machine titanium. If you hold that piece up, I've machined that in titanium, in DLC, so that I don't ever have to worry about that again. That's just a piece of aluminum, and I don't know if they just got some bad aluminum or what, but I do love the mount, but that was very disappointing because when those 2 lost their tension, the scope actually moves. The front 2 will not hold it securely enough.
Yeah, I need to go online now and see what the attachments I can get here so I can actually set up like my HUD or my dope card or my send it that I don't have yet.
Yeah, they do have different length Picatinny's that will go on that.
Yeah, it's going to be freaking cool as hell. Now, this does have the...
Brian, I was going to say, Brian, she does miss, and thanks, but she doesn't miss often. Rick can attest to that.
Very true.
That video was shot in one take, and there was only one extra round fired in that. What
Ramsey
kind of
Country.
sight would you recommend?
Oh yeah, here. What kind of sight would you recommend for a 12 gauge bullpup shotgun with a Picatinny rail for shooting 3-gun in clays? You think an iron sight style or an optic would be better?
Okay, first off, got aerial. Shooting a bullpup in 3-gun is already putting you well behind the curve. I would not recommend that to anyone. Okay, I don't care if you have the Tavor with a rotary magazine, or a DP12 or a Keltec KSG. You're not going to do well. Period. I don't know any bullpup shotguns that can even come close to being competitive to like a 1301 or a Benelli M2 or even like a Stoker 3000. With that being said, you're going to have to run iron sights, because if you put an optic on there, it's immediately going to throw you into open division. If you're shooting open division, then you're really hurting yourself, because now you don't have a magazine fed bullpup.
Yeah. Here's a good question by Nick. Have you seen the structured barrels from TACCOM headquarters?
I have not.
That makes two of us. Yeah, they're saying Ramsey Country is really liking the longer barrels. Says my shortest steel plate gun has 28-inch. Most are 30-inch.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I will. What the plan is I think Kenny's going to start with 30 and just start chopping off an inch at a time and see what it does to velocity. It's a lot easier that way than trying to add it. Um, I, I'm kind of indifferent. It's just, you take a 24-inch 6.5 Creedmoor or 6mm Creedmoor and add a suppressor to it. You're used to managing 30 inches anyway, so why not? Maybe 30 is not that long. It just looks funny. And also keep in mind, this is not going in a chassis or an XLR chassis that has a really, really long forend. I mean, this is going in a Manners Gap stock, which is not crazy long. So I don't want to give it a real funky look.
Hashtag Funky Town. That's what it's going to be on your muzzle
Funky
brake.
Town. Funky Town.
Now I did meet up with +5, and here is actually the new mount with the quick lever on it.
Now is that Arca and Picatinny?
No, not this model. They do make one, and he's getting them. But what's kind of cool. But this is not that version yet. So basically, from here it's locked. From here you can actually slide it down the rail without it falling, and then if you go all the way here, you can just dump it out. The handle's a little bit bigger, so you can actually get a little more grip on tightening it down. And it has a lot more meat here for actually working on the Arca rail instead. Before it was about that big, actually about where those lines are. So it's probably a whole nother half an inch of rail it's grabbing. So that's pretty cool.
Does the ball socket have a larger knob for locking?
Yeah, there is no. I think it'll still be this knob, but it does have the thing where you can pull it out. Oops, I'm gonna drop it on my thing and
index it. Yeah,
and index it, and then it does still have. This is actually this is it. We actually changed this out today. Got rid of the double pan, and then you still have this pan here as well. But it'll come off a lot faster now. You just do that, and now you can dump it if you want. So pretty cool. So be on the lookout for those.
Ballistic says he did. That'll be an exciting product. That's very versatile. Going Ballistic says he just got his Borka kit today. Nice, awesome, my pleasure.
Which one did he get? Go with.
I'm not
Motorboaters
sure.
here. Do y'all have experience shooting into transonic range? If so, does the suppressor give you a slight advantage? I've heard it can help stabilize for an extra 100 yards or so. Bam. Go ahead. You've told the answer before, but you would say it better.
No. I'm catching up on comments. Hold on.
Something going on out back in here. What you're saying, motorboat, is basically correct. You will gain a little bit.
What is the best shotgun to buy to shoot the shotgun stages in competition that is between $1,000 to $1,500? Hands down, Benelli M2. Period. Done. End of story.
I actually bought a used one TB and it works great. I went from the Stoker 3000 to the Benelli M2, and it definitely both were great shotguns, but the M2 does recoil a lot less, and it does have some extra things you can get for it that the other one you can't.
Yeah, I think Eagle Eye answered the question about transonic. He says burgers do a little better than polymer tip bullets. Yeah, and you guys on Euro Optics, guys, if you ever call over there, specifically ask for Kyle. Those guys, they do get commission-based sales, but Kyle has been super, super helpful. In any question I've ever asked him about, sight height, he'll do his best to try to help you out. I think even SoCal worked with Kyle on his purchase of his AI. But Kyle's a very knowledgeable individual. Not that they all aren't, but that's who I've had personal experience with. I've had a chance to meet him, and he's squared away. So if you ever call over there, tell him X-Ring sent you. Maybe he'll help you out some. I don't know. There's no discount code or anything, but good guys to deal with.
Nice. What's
Charles
up, Golden
says Kyle
Ballistic?
is bomb on the deals. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
Who else is Googling Benelli M2 right now? This guy. Yeah, those are great shotguns. I
Yeah,
think
so
if you were to take 100 shooters and a 3-gun, you'd probably
top
end up with
level
at least
shooters, top level
80.
shooters.
Yeah, you'd at least end up with like 85, 87.
Yeah, and you're not going to wear one out. Okay, so this is the thing with that inertia bolt. There's a lot of guys that are like, I just don't want to buy. I want to buy me a Benelli M4. Don't do it. Don't make that mistake. It's too heavy. It's gas operated. Hey, sweetie. It's gas operated, and the problem is sometimes they won't cycle birdshot too well. You're gonna have some issues with pistol grip. Stay away from the Benelli M4. Even if you got the money to spend, don't buy it. It's not a 3-gun shotgun. If you're trying to do it on a budget, then the Stoker M3000 3-gun or whatever, that's probably one of your best options. And its operating system, it's going to kind of feel like a Benelli, but it's not. It's heavier.
Kicks more.
It kicks more, and you cannot wear a Benelli M2 out. I mean, you really can't.
Even
I don't know.
where the tube fits into the actual that thing is melted and it still runs great. Like when you look at it, it looks like it's been heat by a blowtorch, been basically cooked by a blowtorch.
And this might spur the question. A lot of guys might say, well, what about Brita? Brita came onto the scene, and they share a lot of common parts with the M2. I know a lot of guys that are sponsored by Brita, and they either run or they don't run. That's all I know about it. But I've never seen Benelli M2 that really didn't run. They run.
Joe Parson has the FN SLP competition. He's asking if he should sell it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
Let me see here. What's the question? Highlight it.
It is.
Okay, so
Should I
John
sell that?
Parson, I have a lot of experience with the FNSLP competition. And so, guys, the FNSLP is a great shotgun. I think it was based off of the old Winchester. And the competition, the only thing they really did was they put some blue here and there. It is the fastest cycling shotgun you'll probably ever shoot. The splits are incredible on it. It's a heavy gun. There's no silver button to load one on the feeder. It's very simple. But you're going to have a hard time modifying that for fast quad loads, okay? I've owned 2 of those, and I have a buddy that owns 2. And you can switch. It's a gas-operated system, and you can switch those out. They don't like anything under 1,200 feet per second as a rule. So you're going to have to go up a little higher with your loads. A lot of guys shoot the what is it? The double A's.
Yeah.
It's a good shotgun, but it's not an M2.
Actually, Ray, the first time I shot 3-gun was, I think I was using that your FN.
Yeah, you were. And guys, it is a great shotgun, and they make good
Nice
products. The problem is the handguard. The way the handguard is, where the feed port is, you cannot remove that portion because that's what actually holds it on to the gun itself. So if you remove too much material, your handguard comes off. That's the problem with it. Inability to load it quickly.
Brian Marks was on the lake fire. We almost ended up on that fire. Stay safe out there, Brian. That's just down the street pretty much.
Anything to look for on a used Benelli M2? Yeah, there is. Number 1, stay away from a Benelli M1. Okay, even if you guys remember, I reviewed, I hate to even say the name, it's a TT, you know who that is. And it was their competition series, but it was based off of Benelli M1 Super 90. That gun kicks a whole lot worse than M2. If you buy an M2, make sure it has the Comfort Tech stock. The Comfort Tech absorbs a lot of recoil, and your splits will be a little faster, in my opinion, and you won't get beat up. Especially if you're shooting a big competition where you just
that recoil pod's pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah, the Comfort Tech has what looks like little chevrons along the stock. That's recoil reducers where the stock actually flexes. Rick is going to be able to tell you this firsthand. So he buys his Benelli M2. I go and shoot it, and the thing kicked like a mule. It kicked me in the face so hard right here. I was like, this is not right. We need to get it set up. Unfortunately, he bought it secondhand. It did not have plates for stock adjustment. I happened to find some. We modified it to match mine because you have an A, a C, a D, a Z.
Yeah, you
flip the plates over. And what you're trying to do is get that comb that can't just right. And if it's not set up right, guys, it will hurt. Okay. I mean, it's just like somebody taking a hammer and hitting you right here with it, like a ball peen. And if you get one set up right, you never feel anything there. So make sure you have the plates. That's important. Chokes aren't important because Benelli chokes are crap. Go ahead and go with pure gold chokes. Briley's okay, but pure gold is the way to go. If you pattern them, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's not an inexpensive venture. Chokes are going to run about $75 on a good day. Other than that, hopefully it has a Nordic tube and extension. You'll be good to go.
Yeah, SoCal just texted me earlier. I didn't see it. I was looking for Brian's email. Said I had a funny email. Let's see, motorboaters out there. Richard Hedges. He asked about Elmo earlier. I don't know. I missed it.
How old is your daughter feeling? I don't know what that means.
How's your older daughter feeling? I don't know. That was Brian, I think. Brian doing it up. That's California fire, baby.
Dang, I hear you.
Let's see the other one. Good looking fire. Let me make sure he doesn't show his nipples before I flip this over again. Looks like they're doing a firing operation or something. Oh, that's why they laughed. That was actually Brian tripping because he's an engine captain, so that could have been him for sure. I guess we'll see. Rick, try adding a little pineapple juice to your tea. Don't be messing with my damn drink, Kylie. No, actually, this one, if you obviously wouldn't know, but when I made this brew today, or just a little bit ago, I actually went with the non-caffeinated. I might get some sleep tonight.
About time.
Yeah, I need it.
Sugar free.
My my little saddlebags here, like on a Harley, getting a little full.
Oh, guess what pistol I shot tonight in the Friday night fights?
Hold on, TB. I did not. I'm gonna wait till I get home, and I gotta go over the list, and then I will email you because I want to make sure I get everything in a row. I don't want it to be all sporadic, but don't worry, I will email you. Well, you are gone, Mr. Ray Ray.
I'm still here. I'm listening.
Oh, the Akai. People think you shot the Akai. I'm gonna say you shot. Uh, you shot the P365.
No, no, I'm not
That
that
would be
stupid.
awesome.
No, I shot the Glock 34 with the Hollow Sun green dot.
The Glock 35,
34.
34. Got it. Wow, that's pretty good for you just to jump on there and oh, that's why you hit. That's why you missed. You got that no shoot.
No, the reason I got the no shoot is I had a bunch of old 115s, and my Glock 34 does not like 115s. It likes 147s, and the grouping shows that it likes 147s. And that's all I had though, and because I didn't know if I was going to be able to shoot it, depending on how long we shot today. And yeah, it was fun. I'm glad I got to try it. I just wanted to try it one time because that's what I'm going to carry at the Snipers Unknown. What are you planning on carrying at Snipers Unknown for a pistol?
I'm just gonna shoot the Infinity. I don't give a shit. It's gonna be a little heavy, but that's what I shoot. I'm not gonna grab a Glock or anything. I'm just gonna shoot it. I think.
I don't know. You might want to rethink that, brother, man, because if it's raining or muddy or anything like that, it's going to be nasty. You need something that'll work in those type of conditions, and Infinities
Well,
aren't it.
it will be October. Maybe I'll shoot the long flash.
Just give it some thought, man.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know.
because
Now,
the last one that I shot, remember we had to lay down in the boat in the pond, and the boat was full of water, and so the gun was completely underwater. The pistol, not that an Infinity couldn't handle it, but you got sediment and everything else. I might rethink that, Rick.
good info. Yeah, I'll have to. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'll shoot. I
Yeah,
could
well,
shoot
that's why I
the.
shot what I shot today.
I might have to go get my Glocks. I got a. It's a 35. Get it back from Roger. Let's see here. Ray's blaming the ammo. Richard's just having fun.
Yeah, so Tim Davis. Now I get what you're talking about. Yes, my older daughter, the one that just walked into the house, she wasn't feeling well. Actually, she was feeling okay. She said she was a little off, but then she couldn't smell gas when she was pumping gas into her vehicle. So she went, because she works in the food industry, they made her immediately go and get checked, and she tested positive for COVID. Well, because of that, it caused a big, huge stink because my wife's in the healthcare industry, and that immediately made her not eligible for work for like 2 weeks. So, anyway, um, they cleared my daughter after like 3 days. She's actually back at work now. She had no issues whatsoever, like none, other than loss of smell for like 3 or 4 days. That was about it. She had no fever, no cough associated with it, but tested positive. So yeah, there's that. But she's fine. She's fine.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of that around here. It sucks.
I think they're just. I think the tests are just showing positives when there's nothing going on.
Yeah, I think there's more to it than. I think they're just trying to get the numbers up.
Yeah.
Let's
Hey,
see.
Plus Five's talking about the Gucci Glock. I would shoot that Wayne Hammer Glock in the competition. I would. That thing, man, that thing shoot lights out. It's got an RMR on it. I might carry that instead of the 34. I don't know, but there's not a lot of pistol shots, but there are far pistol shots. So I think a dot would be advantageous.
Yeah, I don't know. I shoot that Infinity at long range good, so I was just like, I'll use that, but yeah, I don't want to sit there and dump it in too much mud. I mean, I don't mind jacking it up a little bit, but geez, low crawling through
This is
5
going to
inches.
be a clean.
It's going to be a clean what?
I said it's not going to be a clean 3-gun competition. You're going to be in the dirt.
Yeah, I got time to figure it out.
And yeah, when you go on your belly, what's hitting, even if you got a good holster, you're going to be getting all up into the holster itself. I would just reconsider that maybe.
Yeah, the problem is I don't have a. I'm trying to think of what else. No, it won't fit in there. I was trying to think of what else would fit in a holster with running a hood. I think I'm going to need to run a hood.
Yeah, Robert M., I see that. Yeah, ER nurse tested positive 2 weeks ago. No symptoms, had to get time off. And because my daughter tested positive, the hospital actually told her, said, you're not allowed to come to work for 2 weeks, and you're taking the 2 weeks off with pay. So she didn't complain. She actually enjoyed it, but
Look at this
anyway.
mockery of madness going on here. Unfortunately, he's right. He's right. I like sticking my barrel in the dirt.
All right,
Damn
Richard
you,
Hedges
Tim.
has a good question about the Kestrel. He's saying it's a lot slower than the Strelok Pro.
Oh, shit.
I don't know at what point you're talking about slower. Are you talking about getting the values or seeing it by pulling it up on the range card? It is a little slower to get through because you can't just thumb through it with a phone. But I can't imagine trying to shoot a match and relying on my phone to not overheat, or the battery go dead and me not have that data. And the Kestrel is going to give you real time with the temperature swings. So let's say if you would have, Richard, if you would have shot the Hornady match that Rick and I went to, there was 0 cell phone service, 0. So you would not have been able to get an update through any station pressures or anything like that. Remember, we started off in the morning at 34 degrees, 34. By 2 o'clock, it was 92, wasn't it, Rick?
Yeah, it was hot as shit.
That's huge changes. You're taking your data every single stage, and it's changing significantly from the morning to the afternoon. Not saying you couldn't get close with the Strelok, but that's just one of those things. Yeah, you have to deal with it being a little slower than the Strelok, but it's going to be a lot more reliable, I think.
And especially, Richard, if you're going where you're using just the one target on the ballistics. So, like, say it's 762 yards, where you got to, like, thumb through it to get to 762 yards. You can hold it down. It'll start going really fast, but then more likely you'll pass it, and then you have to go back the other way. But it's a little bit slower. But the data card or the range card, it only gives you the increments of what you got. It's not going to give you like 700 and 78 yards or whatever. It's not as specific. Need a HUD.
Yeah, Mike D says need the HUD for that. Now Rick's got the HUD. He
I got
chose
the
not to
HUD.
use it at the match.
No, I didn't feel like.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you guys. I had originally ordered that HUD, and when I got it in, Rick had ordered one. His was the wrong one, and I basically just told Rick, if you want this one, you can have it, because I immediately saw it as something that was going to take me too much time. And in PRS, mind you, PRS, you've got the time to write that data down beforehand. So yes, you can put the individual targets in there, but I think the little PVC card and putting your data in is going to be a whole lot faster than trying to operate that HUD under the clock.
Oh, he's saying entering target data and environmental updates keeps giving me errors first try. Oh, you know what? When you get those, there's an grade update that you need to do anyways. So check to see what update you're on. Could be that. Remember the last two we got right? We had to update.
Yep.
Right, Richard?
Yeah,
Appreciate
and that's
you.
exactly right, Matt Cross. You really don't need the HUD because you do have a range card feature in the Kestrel where you can do target A, B, C, D if you wanted to do that. But there's honestly, man, just running a little white card is going to be the fastest way. There really isn't any time for the electronic gizmos on the guns, in my opinion, and that's just my opinion. Everybody's got one.
Yeah, Mike D, you're correct with this. Um I didn't have I was behind, I felt like I was behind the clock the entire time. So trying to like do another project of trying to get those in as target A through whatever. I would love to have had it if the answers were already done for me, because it does have the timer on it. So I could have set it for 90-second stage, and I could have always been able to see how if my time was getting close, which at that point I was fumbling with mags. It really wouldn't have mattered because I was fighting that the entire time. But I did not feel I still to this day don't have enough time behind it where I can put the targets in fast enough where it would be beneficial. If I had it and it was like that and I could do it, I would have the HUD on there because it is beneficial to have it.
Rick,
the cards work just as good.
one question. You were on the Super Squad.
I was on what? Squad 7.
Super Squad, right?
Yeah. Did any of them have it?
How many of the pros had HUDs?
None.
I had pros on my stage as well that finished in the top 10. 2 of them, actually. None of them ran HUDs.
Mm-mm.
I'm not saying it's not a useful tool, but I think for PRS, because of the notes like I keep. Okay, so here's an example. Let's say my data says this hold is 2.68. Okay. And I say, well, I'm going to use 2.7. Okay. I might put on there an arrow going down low, saying maybe favoring low on the target. I leave little notes for myself that I'm not going to have the ability to do on a HUD. I don't think it's. I don't think I will ever run one. At this point, I'm glad Rick bought it. I think it's a great tool if you're doing some training, but in an actual competition setting, I don't want it.
Yeah, another thing too is when like the targets were a coyote or a diamond, like you were saying, you can just write the shape of it in there. So that is a bonus over the HUD.
Yeah. The other thing is, and this is one of the things that turned me off to it, unless you lock that data in, the next time you turn it on, you have no range card data. And I don't like to have 2 things where I'm trying to, under time, get them to link up so that I can get this newest data and get it populated and lock it. You remember that?
Yeah, once you lock it, it's there. But yeah, I don't want to say anything bad about it because it's not like I used it and was able to put it through every pace. You know, I can see there being benefits. Like a good benefit, like if you went to Clinton House, this would be a perfect benefit for this thing. And you just kept the Kestrel in the shade next to you. And all day, say you wanted to shoot for the next, 4 hours, you can go, okay, I'm going to go shoot the 650. And then you look on your HUD. You might have to scroll down depending on how big you have it set up. Oh, okay, it's this. You don't ever have to touch your Kestrel again. But all your range cards are there, depending on how you have it set up, whether it's 25 yards, 50, 100, blah, blah, blah. So there is that kind of cool thing. If you have a ton of targets and you know what the targets are, and they're pretty evenly, like, everything's kind of in increments of 25 or 50 or whatever, then it's kind of a cool bonus. But if you got a bunch of weird targets at weird distances, you're going to have to basically look at all of them.
Yeah, I guess it all boils down to this. It depends on the type of competition you're shooting. A HUD would be beneficial in a CD match where you have unknown target distances. You have to find them on the clock. And Matt Cross makes a perfect point. You know, he's got the SIG. He actually offered those to me for review. I haven't had time to honestly to try to do that yet and to take them up on that offer. But when you're under the clock and you've got 4 minutes to find, let's say, 6 targets in a sector, it's awesome if you can see the target, blaze it, and have your hold. And then that way your partner can write those down. The beauty of the HUD is in that type of environment, you can have all of your data populated on that card. So let's say your first target's at, let's say, 900 yards. Okay. All you've got to do is scroll down and there's your dope for it.
Yeah.
Because you're not writing it down like PRS. PRS is a completely different animal. You don't have to laze the targets. They're giving you exact distances. Matter of fact, that question came up
days ahead of time.
Yeah, the Hornady PRC, they were using a set of $25,000 latest, greatest rangefinders that the military was using. That the guy that put that on is actually a SF guy. And so they were able to procure a set to be able to laze them. And there was no question that they were dead on the money. What they said they were is they were. That being said, always try to verify those distances if you can, because sometimes they are wrong at local matches. But yeah, I think there's a time and place for a HUD for sure. Otherwise, they wouldn't have spent the money making it. But not, in PRS, I don't think so.
Now, are you familiar with the Hornady Kestrel? I can't.
Yeah, they have a Kestrel now that offers the DOF software. I haven't. I'm not going to buy new Kestrels. I got 2 already. I'm just good enough with applied ballistics.
Yeah, so I don't know, Brian. I like what I got. 5700. Arc Ridge, Spinner. Yeah. That's a great thing.
Yeah, so Mike D, the time limits are so fast in this PRS. And like I said, it took me a couple stages to get the hang of it. But now doing this training, and Rick's been out there with me when we're doing the training. When I was working with these guys initially, I mean, at 90 seconds, these guys were barely getting 3-4 shots off. Not even 50% of available shots to take. Because you have to get in position, get stable, get the shots, get your hits, go to the next state, or get to the next position. So it's about efficiency of motion more than anything else, especially in these 90-second stages. I mean, it's a lot of movement. Excuse me, a lot of setup. Okay. That's why I say the HUD's not going to be beneficial. You need the exact target you're going to, and it's not always near to far or far to near. Sometimes they'll jump you from this shape to this shape to back to this shape, back to this shape. And a HUD can do that as well. But, you know, if I need to write, okay, this is real data here. If I need to write Jack Daniels bottle at 425 dash, and then my hold is, let's say, 1.2, and then I need to draw the coyote, that's something that, I don't know, maybe there's a coyote drawing function on a HUD. I don't know. I don't think so.
No. TB, you got first, I believe.
Yeah, it was fun. It was good today. The stages they wanted to stress today. Believe it or not, one of the guys that actually sets the stages up is a retired SF guy, and so he always tries to have a training element, and I love that. He's doing something. You know, the tennis ball was a wounded hand or injured hand. Today it was shooting while moving, and they weren't difficult targets. They were larger steels, but you had to engage them, 6 times while moving. You couldn't stop. And then once you got done with the stage, then you had to engage a different target 3 times while moving. And so yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, Mike D, I was overwhelmed past here. Drowning the first day. But I still had fun after I lived through the first day.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was nuts. Especially if you are not spot on knowing your Kestrel, every little thing about it.
Yeah, it's bad enough trying to figure out the dope. Because, guys, remember, a Kestrel is not an absolute. It's going to get you pretty darn close based on the information it's been fed, garbage in, garbage out. But even if you put the best information in, it will never be exactly right, okay? It'll give you close parameters to work with. You might be a tenth off, you might be 2/10 off, and the wind might be off a little. But you've got to deal with that and getting into a funky or unsupported position a lot of times. So it's not only that the position is tough, now you're trying to make these long range hits on data that might or might not be incorrect. I proved this point today with a gentleman. This is an interesting story if you guys want to hear it. If not, then I'm going to tell it anyway. So this gentleman's, and it took me a while. You guys knew that I kind of battled with, do I really want to stick with 6.5 Creedmoor, or do I want to try this 6mm Creedmoor? And in the beginning, there wasn't a benefit to me if I was going to shoot box ammo. The benefit happened when I hand loaded the 6 Creedmoor. I knew I was going to get reduced barrel life, but I was getting significantly less recoil, which gives you more time to spot your trace and your impact or your miss on that target and get a second round on it. I know it sounds marginal because you guys that shoot, 300 Winnies and all that, look, I've been there. I know, great rounds, but your follow-up shot is going to be shit compared to shooting against somebody with a 6mm. That being said, you compare a 6 Dasher or a 6 GT or anything like that to a 6 Creedmoor, you have even that much less recoil. So it's being able to get on target. It's like shooting 22s, shooting against somebody with your pistol, your handgun, and you're shooting at 10, 15 yards on a plate rack, and you give a guy a 10-22 or a 22 pistol, and you have to shoot your 40 cal. You might be good, but how much faster will you be if you had no recoil to deal with and you had your little 22 out there? That's the equivalent. Because if you do miss that first hit, you're going to get that second round hit because you're going to be able to see how much you missed, see it in your reticle, and make a second shot correction. That's where those points start adding up. So today, someone decided to bring a different caliber other than the 6mm Creedmoor. Not me, but somebody else. And they wanted to shoot a 6.5 PRC. Problem is, they never could spot their misses. Ever. It was like, where did I miss? And you know me, I'm not going to say shit. I'm not giving you advice. The spotter's not going to tell you where you missed.
Yeah.
The other people on your squad, they're not allowed to coach you. So he was flying.
Hashtag still a dick.
Yeah, hashtag still a dick. Hey, it's training, right? The other thing, These guys got a little ticked at me today because I was like, all right, guys, get your rifles out of the car, put them on the ground here. Here's the course of fire. And I started off on a know your limits stage, but you didn't lose all your points if you missed. But I did not allow any zeroing. It was bring your rifle, 10 rounds. This is it. Shoot at that. You got 10 rounds at 500 yards. Get as many points as you can, but you got to go left or right, and you can't engage the target twice. Well, the problem is after about the third know your limits targets, those guys could not tell where they were missing at all.
And the other guy was assumed was shooting the 308, right?
Yes, he was. And he said he's buying a new rifle Tuesday. He is going to pick it up.
I think you'll be impressed with having some more barrel to get some more speed and all that other stuff.
And my famous saying is, you don't know what you don't know. I didn't know what I didn't know, but when I went to that 6 Creedmoor, this is why I'm going down this arc path with Kenny. He's shown me that the accuracy capability is there with the 6 arc in a bolt gun. The barrel life is going to be there in a bolt gun. Close to 4,000 rounds. So it's not like I'm going to be burning barrels out every 1,500 rounds or so.
Yeah, you'll probably be shooting a different caliber before that barrel gets burned out.
And then, the trend now is everybody's getting away from these 6mm and going to 22. Ramsey Coach will be one of the first to tell you he loves the 22 Creedmoor. You hear all these guys talking about 22 Creedmoor. It's getting that less recoil to be able to get those follow-up shots.
Yeah, before we answer Jason's question, I wanted to let Ray talk about his deal. But before we move on, back to that precision rifle challenge, you have two options. Your option is to either spot your targets, so you know where your targets are, or your option is to look at the book and look at the distances and get your dope for it. Now, you should have time, especially after you get better and more confident, and depending on how crazy it is to find the targets. But I was juggling between, okay, well, I need the data, so if I do find the target, I actually know what dope to put into my rifle. But I need the time on the spotting scope to actually find the targets. So I was. This is where, like, I'm just trying to warn people, like, it's a fine line of going, okay, I need the dope and I need to find the targets, because once they call your name, you get up there, you got to go. So if you haven't found any of the targets, you got all your dope. Well, that's great, but now you're going to waste all your time sitting through your optic trying to find the first target, and it may not even be in the right order, and you can get penalized for not shooting in the right order. So it's a, I don't know. It's tough.
But think about this, Rick. That's the hardest it will ever be at a PRS match for you. That's the hardest it will ever
That was
get.
the one best thing about going, but man. But anyways, I just wanted to send that out there. So yeah, you need the data, but you also need to find the targets, and you've got to find the line of which one's more important, and they're both just as important. So that was what you got to battle in your head. So,
yeah, and when I started working with you on us trying to do this competition dynamics match, I said it's not your shooting that I'm worried about. It's you being able to find targets. That is a learned skill, and I did mention that to you. So I do know that is going to be one of the biggest hurdles we have to overcome at CD is you learning how to find the targets. It's difficult.
Yeah. Well, that's going out there and finding camouflage targets that are a pain in the ass to find, and your eye will get used to looking for weird things you shouldn't see out in the woods, right?
Correct. That's correct. But I'm having fun doing it. It's another tool. It's a different type of shooting that I wasn't familiar with, and I'm enjoying it. Now, to Jason's question.
Yeah.
All right. So if you're shooting IDPA, I would assume they're running under the rules where you're shooting from cover, as far as you got to have, some type of garment covering it. Yeah. Is it a sanctioned IDPA match?
Well, let's pretend it is, because then it will apply to a fun shoot, and it'll apply to a IDPA match.
Yes, and then there's going to be different divisions based on what type of pistol you're carrying, blah blah blah, etc. The biggest advice I'm going to be able to give to you is plan your reloads, and you really have to memorize exactly where you're going to be when you're engaging these targets. And IDPA, you have to shoot from behind cover. It's not like IPSC USPSA where you can be out in the open and it's Wild Wild West here. You're going to have to utilize cover to your advantage.
I think they changed some of that.
Okay, well, it depends on, like I said, is it a sanctioned match? What is it? What is it not? If they do require you to stand behind cover, do not crowd your cover. What I mean by that is if you were to extend your arms completely with your pistol, you do not want to be able to touch that cover because that is going to crowd you too much, especially because let's say it's a door and you have to shoot. Let's say you got to peek out and shoot left and peek out and shoot right. Well, now let's look at it this way. This is you as the shooter. If you crowd your cover, what's going to happen is you're going to come to this side and you're going to extend your arms and it's going to be pow, pow. And then you're going to have to draw your arms back, move over to this side, extend your arms. Get yourself out here. This is the tip of your muzzle, my middle finger, right? This is my middle finger. This is your pistol. Now all you got to do is lean right, pow, pow, lean left, pow, pow. Don't crowd it. Okay? But hey, guys.
Some other things is be really ready to go. Have all your shit ahead of time dialed in. Don't be rushing there because that's only going to make things worse. As soon as you get there, tell them that it's your first time. Tell them you're new to the sport, but you're really interested and want to have fun. They'll probably give you somebody that's cool to hang out with that'll help you throughout the thing, or the range officer is going to know that you haven't shot before, so they'll give you some extra help.
First, the most important thing, period. Do not ever insert a loaded magazine into your mag well, whether the gun is empty or the slide is forwards. You cannot insert a magazine into a mag well, empty or not.
The range is always cold.
Even if it's an empty magazine, you can't have a magazine in your mag well. They will DQ you instantly. So don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy. And
You
did
can
he
only insert and load when the RO tells you that you can. Period.
Yeah. And if you can, get some footage of yourself so you will learn, or have someone video, and you will learn all the little things that you sucked at. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but things you can improve upon later or whatever. There's a ton of things. I mean, bring extra stuff because shit breaks. Screws, make sure all the screws on your mags are good. All your attachments. I don't know what holsters you have and that kind of stuff, but make sure it doesn't fall off. Make sure you got a good holster. Spend the money. I don't know. If I think of some more, I'll say something.
Yeah, I just saw a question that we missed real quick.
All right.
And that one is 6-ARC uses Grendel mags. What mags are you using for the bolt rifle? Actually, you can just use regular 308 magazines. They feed perfectly.
That is a great topic, though, Jason's. There's a ton. There's a ton of things. Make sure you got good ear pro. If you have the ability, bring the electronic one so you can hear the range officer. They probably got a 90-degree rule, so you got 90 degrees. You can't. If you're indoors, you can't do 90 up, and you can't do 90 behind you. So you got to be this way. So there's a lot. And just tell them you're new, and they'll help you.
Yeah.
They'll help you. Make ready commands. Yeah. Basically, load and make ready. That's when you'll actually put your magazine in your pistol.
Yeah, so the hardest thing that's going to be for you to remember if this is your first type of competition, maybe you've done other stuff, I don't know, but the hardest thing is going to be memorizing the stage. You really need to be able to close your eyes and visually know where every target is. And you're like, man, I only had 5 minutes to do it. That's fine. You'll get better with it the more you do it. But you've got to know what you'll see with most new shooters is that they're hunting and pecking for targets that they think are over here. I mean, you should know. It should be instinctive. I've got 3 targets left. Once I engage those 3 targets, I'm going to be doing my mag change. And IDPA has got some crazy rules about mag changes, about retaining mags if it's not empty and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
They'll go over all that with you. Don't worry about that so much as know that there's 3 targets left. Then you've got 3 targets right, but as you're moving, you can only see this one from here. Those are things you'll need to have solidified in your mind if you want to do well.
That's going to be super tough for your first one. You're going to be worried about so much other shit. I'm going to honestly say there's no way you're going to – I mean, you can always strive for that, but unless it's a very simple course, maybe a qualifier of some sort, it's going to be tough to remember everything.
Well, Rick, you said it well, and I'm quoting you. So don't get angry with me. Hashtag still a dick. You said, I need an extra 5 minutes more than most people to remember the stage.
Yeah.
And that only comes with time. I've never seen a new shooter go out there and just be like, okay, I got 3 left, 3 right, 4 left this way. So like today on the Friday night fights, one of the guys, I said, look, you got magazine extensions. I said, what you need to do is you need to put 21 in the first one, 21 in the second one. And he goes, why would I do that? I said, because you will run dry as you're moving. Remember those targets I said while you're shooting? And when you run dry, you're doing your mag change while you're getting into the second position. You lose no time. He was just going to put 20 and his third magazine 10. And I said, the problem is you're going to have to do a reload while you're moving, which is going to really throw you off. And then you're going to have another one while you're moving. He goes, man, that makes perfect sense. So finding these little places that save you, you know, a second and a half here, second and a half here, that's what adds up. It's those little things.
We got Max Hernandez out there. Hey, do you guys dry fire with snap caps or without? The snap caps, at least when I'm using them, it's more for when you're using live ammo, so you'll have some type of failure to feed or something will happen, you know, so you gotta. But dry firing, I don't use a cap unless it's like an old 22 revolver or something that shouldn't be dry fired. But what do you got, Ray?
I'm just going over the comments so I don't miss anything. Appreciate the compliments. Let's see here.
No, it comes with
So
snap.
Gunfather Precision, good point. Okay, so when the RO finally says, if you're finished, unload and show clear, that doesn't mean drop your magazine and rack it and then holster. It's like he's saying, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to take your magazine. There's no hurry. You're done now. Take your magazine out, put it in your carrier. Rack your slide. Don't be fancy and try to catch the bullet, okay? That's not the time for it. You can pick the roll up later. Just pull your slide to the rear and hold it open. The RO really needs to visually see inside of the chamber. Once he's acknowledged he's seen inside of the chamber, let your slide go forwards, point it towards the ground about 20 feet in front of you, not in the air, not off to the left or to the right. You still have control of that. You know that it's empty. Fire it. You're going to have to fire it. Okay. You have to drop the hammer. If you have a SIG 226, don't hit the decock. You have to attempt to fire it. You fire it, then you can holster. You're done at this point. But a lot of times you'll have adrenaline going. You're kind of pumped up. And so it's like, and then you're holstered, and the RO did not visually confirm that that is a clear gun or clear firearm. So that's all. When
Yeah, and then
done,
they'll make you do it again.
yeah, they're going to make you do it again anyway. So if it's a good RO.
Yeah, everybody wants to race to put their gun away for some reason. Let's see. All right, great comments and questions out here. It's good stuff.
Yeah,
Lots of
plus 5. He said it well. I mean, you know, competition is one thing, doing it for real is another. And that's just one of those things you get better the more you do it. It's just the way that it is. It just becomes more instinctual. You can make that separation. I've heard this excuse a lot, okay? And that is, well, I don't want to hurt my tactical skills and by doing competition because I actually heard this today. True story, guys. I would never ground a rifle in a dump barrel because I don't abandon weapons. Okay, this is a game. It's a competition. Okay, this is not real life. You can put your rifle in a dump barrel, finish your course of fire with the pistol, and then clear that later. I don't think you're reinforcing a bad habit or what are you going to do in a gunfight? Look for a garbage can somewhere to throw it in? You can definitely make that transition from one to the other. What is that? I don't see that.
That was
coverage sticker.
plus 5's gun case.
Oh, gotcha. There's a time and place for both, and I get it. Competition is just for fun. But a lot of people do the competition to get better at the skill. I mean, man, I hope. How many people you got on here tonight?
57.
Okay. Well, 57 guys are going to hear this. And
what's up, Sarge?
Okay, so I've seen a lot of law enforcement and military, high speed, low speed guys, whatever you want to call them. I can put myself in that group as well, but I can see them and I have a chance to shoot with them, and they're the absolute worst competition shooters I've ever seen in my life, especially LEO. It's like, oh my God, dude, you need to spend more time on a range. I would venture to say that anyone that does competition shooting, whether it's IPSC, IDPA, 3-gun, Even somebody that's doing like a competition dynamics match, I think you will outshoot. And of course, this number is just completely made up, but it's pretty darn close. You could probably outshoot 90+% of law enforcement military. Absolutely, without a doubt. I've seen it time and time and time again. And back in the day, they always said, oh, well, competition doesn't make you a better marksman. Bullshit. Okay. I will say that 100% because I've worked with guys that would not do it. And you'll have your guys that'll show up and they get their asses handed to them by a bunch of civilians. And they're
Oh
like,
yeah, all day
that's it.
long.
They're done. They never show up again. But then you have that group that uses that as a motivating factor to get out there and get better. And you will see everything from the qualification scores go up. You'll see their tactics get better because it is more familiar to them than their once or twice a year qualification or just going out to the range and shooting. You know, the more time you can do it, the better you're going to get at it. I've always said that you can take a horrible shooter, work with them every single day, 8 hours a day for a year, and I guarantee you they're going to be damn good at the end of that year.
Oh, for sure. I mean, and I think of it this way: if you conceal carry, and you're the guy that qualified, put the gun back in the dresser drawer or wherever the hell you have it, and you don't carry it, you don't ever shoot it until the next calls. The people that go out maybe every Thursday night shoot just the local IDPA match, maybe shoot 60 rounds for the night, but do it religiously every week. Just that 60 rounds every week, just a straight up box plus 10 is going to be 1,000 times better than the guy that does nothing but qualify every, depending on what state you're in, but till its next qualification day. So same thing.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask +5 this. I don't know how it is. I think he's talked enough about it. Everybody knows that you were in the Army in a special group. We'll just say that. And what I noticed was let's see, it'd been about 8 years ago. You started seeing more and more special operations guys in the Army. Also, I mean, Army especially with me being in North Carolina, so close to Bragg. You started seeing those guys show up to 3-gun events, and a lot of them because they realized that this was a skill set that would only help them. Those guys have really come on strong. I mean, Memorial 3-gun kind of got birthed out of it. You're seeing Delta guys, you're seeing third group, fifth group. All of those guys are starting to show up at 3-gun matches because it is making them better shooters. Not saying that the training they're getting is not good enough, but the more time you can do, the more trigger time you can get. I mean, he just said it earlier. He's a trained tactician, but the more time you can get behind the triggers, get yourself in odd positions. It will make you a better shooter, make you a better operator. And it was really cool to start seeing those guys coming out and doing it because in the beginning they didn't do so well. But the ones that really dedicated their times, I'm not going to call out their names or what their go-by names are, but you see them at quite a few events now, and they're forces to be reckoned with, but they took it upon themselves to make themselves better. I don't think a 6 Creedmoor is going to get 4,000 rounds. I could be wrong. I'm trying to catch up on this because I've been doing it on my phone. Levi says 4,000, and maybe
I put
so,
3.
but man, 6mm Creedmoor, man, the numbers that I've been seeing everywhere,
12 to
15
yeah.
to 1,600, you're pushing it.
Yeah. I saw one that said 6.5 Creedmoor. I put 3,000 rounds. I was about. Richard says, Ray had a first sergeant force all squad leaders shoot competitions, embarrassed the hell out of us.
Yep.
Yeah. That's the thing is when you go there and you're supposedly this, I call them a badass because anybody in our military, I call them badass, give them the respect they deserve. But for them, right, we're thinking they're badasses and they have to show up. The reason why they may not show up is because some of us are, shooting better than them, and you just got to suck it up and say, okay, I need to get better, then get better.
Yeah, so Talking Rock, he mentions the AMU. For those that don't know, that's the Army Marksmanship Unit. I think that's still based out of Benning. I know a lot of those guys. I shoot a lot with a lot of those guys. Um, those guys are great at what they do. They hand select these guys for the discipline of choice. Okay, so it's not like, now Horner's not in anymore, but he ruled 3-gun when he was in it. He left, went with SIG. Now you've got Turner and all of those guys that are doing it, but they have certain specialties. They're part of the AMU units that their job is only to do trap and skeet. Their job is only to do long distance. Um, and if someone is new to the AMU team and they don't have this as a specialty, they will get them skills in that specialty. What I mean by that is, let's say you got a good shotgunner, but he's there really more to compete for trap and skeet, and that's what he's good at, or 5-stand, whatever. But he's never done 3-gun. They'll introduce him to that, and that's really cool. Those guys are really good, but I mean that's why they're there.
And they're always there to fill all the spots, man. Depending on the level of the competition, right? Because that was it. The multi-gun nationals we shot in Florida, man. They had every freaking. Yep. I don't think there was one they didn't have filled, or at least have someone shooting in.
Yeah, what they always tried to do, like when I shot regionals, the last regionals match, I made it to second place in division, but AMU puts someone from every division in there, so they have 1 or 2 open class shooters, 1 or 2 tac op shooters, 1 or 2 tac iron shooters, and that way they basically try to win the whole event, and that's exactly what they did at Multi-Gun Nationals. I shot against Nate in the runoffs and the finals. He waxed my ass too. I mean, it wasn't even close, and that's fine. I mean, I don't mind losing to him. It's what he does every single day, and that's part of his job. So, yeah, I mean, I have a lot of respect for those guys. They're good at what they do.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. You go do something every day, all day long, and you get paid to do it, you're going to get pretty damn good at it. Or you would assume.
Yeah.
They're shooting F-class Gunfather Precision says too. Yeah, I think they shoot everything they can, I think. I'm surprised they might even be in air rifle competitions, right? I mean, I'm not being.
Oh, they're in everything. I mean, back when I used to train with Marine Corps with the rifle range detachment down there, I mean, those guys were just hard on cross the course shooting. We would do the 200, 300, and 600 yards, but then they had other teams that did their stuff, and their whole job was to go and compete at Camp Perry, go compete overseas. That was their job. And it was really cool hanging out with those guys. I hung out with those guys for like 3 months. 3 months. And yeah, I mean, you can learn a lot from those guys. It's what they do every day. A lot of tips and tricks.
Yeah, talking about hired guns, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, and you know what? Everybody out here that says, you know what, it'd be so awesome. All you had to do is shoot all day long.
No.
Like I say it all the time.
I
think it would suck because like I tell Ray all the time, I'm like, if I could shoot every day for 8 hours, and then I'm like in the back of my mind, I'm going, no.
No, it sucks.
Yeah, it would suck.
It sucks when you have no choice, regardless of how cold it is, how hot it is, and you have to go to the range and you know you're going to be out there for 8 hours instructing or shooting or giving demos. It sucks. Be careful making your passion your career.
Yeah. Now, it would be nice to have like just boatloads of ammo, all you could shoot, or all you could want to shoot, but to still with the word want.
Busted.
Busted. Her Grandmaster is the best instructor. What's up, Eric? Grandmaster J is the best instructor. Shooting all the time is Shoot when you want to is different story. Yeah, exactly. I agree. I've never seen them in a black powder event. Man, I don't know. You'd probably be amazed. They probably got a guy out there who does that stuff. It sucks. I went to 3-week class for shipboard small arms, and it sucks. Sweating balls in 85 plus weather with humidity is sucky as it can be. Yeah, the humidity is horrible. It was like 103 today here in Southern California, and it was friggin' hot. When it's a job 8 hours a day, it gets old. Yeah, I think everybody's on the same page as this. The bolt goes forward, the weapon has fired. Yeah. I can tell you that I really enjoy shooting bolt gun now more than 3-gun, which can be good and bad all at the same time. I guess it's just newer, a little more fun. The Wimbledon Cup is shot at Camp Perry. Huh. Oh, 106 in Texas today, Motorboater says. Let's see, we are at 1 hour and 25 minutes. So I got something funny for you guys, I think. I don't know if you call it funny, but I'll call it funny. So I was having some fun today, but I could not get it to work. So I did this. Let me do this real quick. I'll raise out and about. This is a t-shirt minus the red box. Precision long range social distancing, right? And then I did this little guy. The COVID logo. That's not a good picture. It's not coming out well. Some fun there. Precision long range social distancing. He's got a little mask on. but it didn't work out, so I was like, crud. Haven't shot a USPSA match since I got seriously into precision rifle. Yeah, I think it's just so much fun. Are you done with your tea yet, buddy? Nope. Look at that, Mario. Oh, I know what you're saying, Mario. You're saying the show continues until the tea is gone.
Well, I got Diet Coke, so I'm not going anywhere.
You got Diet Coke? All right, we'll roll a little longer then.
Hold on. I got to show you this just because I haven't had a chance to get all of them into the house. So this is, let's see here. Wow.
Hold on, I got to. Hold on, I got to click on the screen, folks. Oh, damn. Oh, it's
Hold on, let's see.
It's Friday.
Oh,
have you seen any silver foxes? Have you seen any silver foxes running around?
Yeah, I have actually.
Have you?
Yep.
Diet Coke has embalmed fluid in it. Perfect. One last thing they got to work on later. We are at 30 days with 110. Damn it, Levi, that's hot. The show must go on. Good Lord, the bladder on Rick is impressive. Yeah, sometimes. It's called breaking the seal, right, Ray?
That's right.
Don't break the seal. Oh, I see a Mosen question. Mosen's the question above. Oh. Nosen with brigade, where? Oh, were you in the second? Okay, they're just talking.
He says I'm pulling an all-nighter. I always pull all-nighters.
Yeah, he's a ninja. He does. I see you're back in Kelly. Did you? Yeah, we got some. Actually, we don't have any guys out. We had them out. They just got back from one fire a couple days ago. They were way up north, and then they called. They wanted another unit, a couple units, but they didn't get any. I told them no. I said, no soup for you. The redneck prepper, Tony's out there. What's up? Whenever X-Ring returns, welcome to the original donut operator. What's up, Sarge? Yeah, the donut operator. There's actually a YouTube channel called Ray wouldn't know this kind of stuff. Donut operator. He's actually a law enforcement guy. Let's see. Can't keep you two apart, can you? Yeah, we're actually 3,000 miles apart. Rick really has that pitcher of tea everywhere with him. I met him today, and he had it in the hand. True story. Yeah, I always have this damn thing. The only thing that sucks about this thing is you can't drive around with this thing because I'll worry about spilling it. It doesn't fit in the cup holder, so that's the only problem. Gotta love the North Carolina weather. Yeah, humid as hell. I did actually meet up with the man, the myth, the +5, and he ended up giving us the new throw lever here, quick detach. So be trying that out later when I get back into America, and then only in California will a lake catch on fire. Exactly, Jerry. Everything burns in California. Yeah, chest rig for that. That would be kind of cool. With a big old straw while I'm driving down the road, just put it right here. Bam. Looks like you blew a flea on that. Just ice cream. I'm going to buy you the biggest ridiculous travel picture for you. No +5. You've gone out of control, my friend. Curious, have you ever used the Leupold DTR by David Tubbs? If so, what's your opinion on his parabolic reticle? I have not.
Nope, never. Can't answer that.
Nor can I. Are you a hot shot? SBR? No, I'm not a hot shot. I do. I do not work for the Forest Service. I work for a municipal department, I guess you would call it. And we do structural fires. We do it all. We do wildland fires. I don't just do wildland stuff. Jack Daniels just surely had a leak that set a lake on fire. I heard. Man, what a waste of Jack Daniels. Shaggy Rifleman. I got my little picture, buddy. Cheers. Cheers, Shaggy Rifleman. We'll have to have a sweet tea drink off or something. Let's see. What's the plans for tomorrow, Ray? Got any fun stuff coming up?
Oh, I don't know. Probably do some more shooting. That's every day.
So I'm ready to start loading. I think everything's in, right? Brass showed up, Bullet showed up.
Yep.
So
The only thing, yeah, +5 says my thoughts on the Night Force NX8 product line. He must be new to the channel. No, I mean that lightheartedly. +5. So when the NX8 and the ATAC R 1-8 came out, I got those immediately. Got 2 of each. Absolutely 100% unequivocally hated them. Sold them immediately. Shot. I think I kept them for like 2 months. Sold them. I don't know what Night Force was thinking on that, and I hate to say that, but it's the fact. I mean, I was very disappointed with those. The NX8. Depending on if you got the NX8, it has 2/10 adjustments, 2/10 mils, and the only way you could get 10th mil adjustments was to step up to the ATAC R. We got the ATAC Rs in, and those were 10th mil adjustments. I think that reticle was really, they promoted it as a 3-gun reticle for 3-gun competition. When you went to Night Force's website, it had a bunch of 3-gun competitors on there. Absolutely horrible 3-gun reticle. The dot in the center is too big. It's really more of a DMR reticle than I would say a three gun reticle, because even on larger targets, it covers up the entire target at distance. So I'm not happy with those. I just picked up the Vortex. Rick actually reviewed it first. I didn't even throw a review out on it yet, but the Vortex 1 to 10 Razor Gen 3, that is an awesome reticle. Even though that's more of a combat DMR reticle, it's perfect for three gun. I have no
That
complaints.
reticle, nice.
Yes.
That is one nice reticle.
There's one or two things I've changed
Wow.
about it.
Nice.
Yeah, they should have added a little more ranging features to it, in my opinion. At least one or two. What they did was they put a ranging reticle at the top for a man target for range estimation, but they didn't do any shoulder widths or anything like that on any of the Stadia lines. So for a true DMR, I think the Loophole Mark 6, their reticle is actually very useful. But for three gun, that 1 to 10 is the hot ticket, the Vortex.
I have the Arby's has the meat. Let's see if I can find it.
Yeah. A tenth of a mil at 100 yards is 0.36 inches, Jerry. And the easiest way to think about it
That's
is,
the reticle.
let's see, Ray, I thought you said you was done with three gun after the Nationals. What happened? Well, when companies give
Life
you,
happens.
well, no, I mean, honestly, those were sponsored slots for me. So I don't have to pay anything. So I'm not having to pay any of the fees or anything like that for them. I mean, I was fortunate enough to be able to land those spots, and I'm not going to tell a company that's, yeah, there you go, that's already paid my entry fees and all of that I'm not shooting it just because I want to do long range right now. It's not fair to them, um, and it still keeps me interested in doing something shooting. So anyway,
Look at how bright that dot gets if you needed it to. It's an amazing reticle. It's it's awesome. Actually, I didn't do a review. I don't think I ever even released that video. I was waiting to shoot it, and we never did.
yeah, I mean, long range has always been my thing, and this will be the first time I've ever said this ever in 2.5 years of having a YouTube channel. Because I have a lot of people email me this for some reason. For those that know me, those that don't know me, and this will be the first time it's ever been said, I was a law enforcement sniper for many years. Okay, so long range has always been my thing, and so doing it for work when you're, I don't know, when you've got, I mean, plus five knows what I'm talking about. When you have real people behind the reticle, it's not a game anymore. Okay, people's lives are on the line, and you know it is a public forum, but this is something that I never talk about. I never talk about it, but
Look at you go, Chatty Cathy.
yeah, long range is my thing, and I love it. I've never been able to get away from it. I still try to do all the other shooting things. Um, just because it helps you stay sharp. You know, that's the thing. And I've always lived by that thing. You use that pistol to get to your long gun. That's just plain and simple. That's the way it is. But I don't know. Three guns is fun. They're starting to stretch the ranges out a little bit. You're starting to see a lot more engagements. Like Memorial three gun, you'll shoot out to about 600 yards, and the targets are pretty small. And then the other one is the Pro Am, and I got to go in as a pro because they'll put an amateur with you. So yeah, I'm going to try to stay sharp with that. I got to start hitting that pretty hard to try to get some training in, but we'll see. See what happens.
Is Tony La Tigra your partner on the Pro-Am?
Yeah, they had to actually move some people around for that because they had already assigned me an amateur for mine. And the only difference in a pro am is like for three gun, like They used to do it at Rock Castle, but since Rock Castle's been sold off, they're doing it in South Carolina this year. They allow the pro to coach the AM as a team. And so, you don't know what pro you're going to get. You don't know what amateur you're get. You can't pick it. They select them for you. And basically you work as a team, and hopefully you can kind of share that and establish that relationship with them that, hey, just because you're new or you're an amateur, there's some things you can learn from it. So it makes it fun for everyone.
Riding away. What's up? Good night from OBX. OBX. What else? What else? Yeah, you guys are pulling all sorts of great Chatty Cathy information out of Chatty Cathy over here. Pretty good. I'm using my rifle as a lamp. Awesome. Currently using my rifle as a lamp. On another channel.
What caliber are you choosing? In my case, motorboater, it's going to be a 240 Bravo. That'll be my backup in 308s. But then the primary will probably be something like a 6.5 Creedmoor.
Yeah, SBR. I haven't even put it out yet. I need to get the shooting portion of the video.
Yeah, distance is your friend.
We got busy. We got the busy. Let's see. Yeah, 5.56 and 9mm pretty much probably be going around for all that stuff. It is until they run out. So this is where having stupid funky stuff could be a bonus.
Is it lonely up on your pedestal?
Just saying.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either. Up at the still. I don't know. LOL, good call. Shot a barrel once with the lamp down. Now motorboater. It's doing the shotgun lean. Is that an offer? Let's see. All right. You guys are drying up on me like my sweet tea over here. Better give me something good to talk about. Tea is amazing. Just damn amazing.
That's what I say about Diet Coke.
What's weird though, when say you drink the same thing like we do, right? Every day. It's so weird. I can drink some like iced tea after I haven't had any iced tea and just be like, this is the best stuff ever. It doesn't matter. It can be hot. It can be cold. It can have ice in it, no ice. Hell, it could have been sitting in the truck for 4 hours, and I'm like, yeah, that's good stuff.
Richard Hedges is getting his bow restrained. Yeah, this is actually going to affect a lot of competitions. They're already saying that Fort Benning, the multi-gun that they do down there, which the AMU actually puts on, that they're already anticipating a much lower turnout because people aren't going to be able to blow all this ammo that they can't get or replace. I'm wondering to see how. It'd be interesting to see how soon this happens.
You fix unsweetened tea, pour it down the drain, start over. Is the Curtis getting Krylon or Cerakote, Rick?
I don't trust a man that enjoys Diet Coke. Oh, man. I hate to hear that, Shaggy Rifleman.
Shaggy Rifleman. Come on now. We'll be in North Carolina tomorrow. You have fun. I wish I was going to be in North Carolina tomorrow. Some bitch. Some beach. You guys know that song, don't you? Somewhere. Please?
No, Gunfather Precision, you can take it a step further. It's not just the components. If you go looking for rifle dies, you start looking for, parts. It's not just reloading. It's guns and gun parts. They're gone. There's just none available. Very few.
Everything is gone. Kimchi. Yeah. What about kimchi though?
No, I can make
STHF
kimchi all day. Yeah, small rifle primer, pistol powder, small pistol primers dried up a couple weeks ago, and they're hard to get back in stock. You're also starting to see a lot of small rifle primers gone. It's hard to get. Richard Hedges, I would rather drink water than any Pepsi product.
See, and I'm the other way. I used to drink the living bejesus out of the Pepsi. Before I was a tea drinker, I used to drink like 18 cans of Pepsi a day. And everybody's like, man, that shit's going to kill you. It's going to kill you. I'm like, okay, good.
Net Flutter, Mini X has not shot the Glock 18, nor will I let her. Rick can barely handle the Glock 18. Unless you've shot one, it's a handful. And you might have shot one.
It's got to be the
lot.
worst shooting machine gun pistol ever.
Yeah, it's. I guess it's got its place, but that's too much. So the next, when I do bring her back on, like I said, she's a little self-conscious because she just got braces. They just put a device in her mouth, so she's having a little bit of problem stalking. But you know what? It's part of growing up. I think the next thing that she's going to shoot is, I think Rick comes back, and then we'll probably try to do the mile shoot out at Clinton House. I want her to be able to at least try it because she's only shot to 1,000. And so hopefully she can get one on target with that 223 Ackley.
We'll have a contest.
And then after that, maybe I'll let her do a video on the CZ Scorpion machine gun. That's easy to shoot. She shot that plenty of times before in the P90s. But no Glock 18.
The Scorpion is the best machine gun, integrated suppressor. What is it? A1?
Evo 3 A1.
Evo 3 A1. That thing is, I mean, if I could own two of those, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I like those better than the MP5s. I mean, I don't care if you're talking about the K Navy, any configuration. That CZ Scorpion is just, I like it a lot.
See what Jerry says? His last few words. Everywhere sold out. You're gonna see a lot of that. So here's the thing: do you wait until prices go back down, or do you bite the bullet and have to spend the extra money? Depending on what it is, right? T equals kidney stone. I probably have a kidney stone the size of Texas. So I don't have to worry about peeing it out. Thank you, Lou. Thank you, Lou. How's it going? Should you use a sunshade on a scope? If it's sunny outside.
It's fun. This is a funny topic, and maybe I'm just hard-headed and stupid. I don't put sunshades on my scopes. I don't. We talked about this last night. I try to run caps on everything, and worst case scenario, I have a little hole on the end of the cap. For whatever reason, I've just never cared for sunshades, and it seems like if they're going to give you a sunshade, you need a sunshade, okay? Not 3 or 4 inches, because it doesn't do much. So no,
cool, Ray. Come on, Ray. It looks cool.
What's that?
I said it looks cool.
Oh, it looks cool. Yeah. Well, I'm about function.
Shiboseki. What's up, Seki? Prices won't go down until election, probably. Yeah, I think you're right on that one. God, I hope we don't end up with. Let's take a poll right now. If we have 50, well, now we have 49. If you were if we were to take a poll right now, just hit a D or an R, and let's see how the voting would go. D or an R. You know what the D is for, and you know what the R is for. How would we do in the election right now if we were to do that? So all you need is a D for Democrat or R for Republican. Or you can just say Paxson. But I would say Trump's better off than what everybody keeps saying he is, because the silent majority just are waiting. We're just waiting. Ain't nobody got time to take those stupid things and all that other BS.
Yeah, I can't type. Otherwise, I'd be typing R in like caps. Matt Cross just busted me. He just flamed me. He's like, "Yeah, we don't all have Asian eyelids." That's a good one, Matt. Touche.
Trump or not? Yeah. See, there's not one. I do not understand. I mean, I know we're talking to the choir, preaching to the choir kind of deal. But when they talk about all this stuff about him being behind on the percentage and all that stuff, us as conservatives, whatever you want to call us, we're just waiting for the election. We sign our thing. We don't need to tell everybody all the blah blah blah. We're just waiting. We do what we need to do, and then Trump wins, and we go on. Yeah, exactly. We are not silent. Arr.
Plus, Survive says he doesn't use the sunshade either. It's crazy, man. Funny how everything's.
Yeah. You're in
Anyway.
California right now. What are you hearing out there? I'm hearing that California sucks because I'm the one saying it all the time. No, actually, right now, California just did something pretty cool. The Ninth Circuit Court is appealing the unconstitutional mag ban, the 10-round capacity crap. So we might actually get real standard capacity magazines back in California. They still got some more legwork to do, but the Ninth Circuit shot it down, said it wasn't constitutional. So that means there might just be a hair more freedom in America, not America, but in California coming up. So that would be super awesome. Won't last more than a few days, Shaggy Rifleman says. And that's a possible too. I mean, they're going to probably fight, but right now it's better than it was yesterday. Order now. Yeah, Shaggy Rifleman's right. Order. Get your mags while you can. Yeah, until they file another stay. Davey says, yeah, if you guys aren't familiar with Freedom Week, I don't remember what the month was, but they had done this before, and there was a week time where before they could like squash it, people in California were buying just dump truckloads of freaking magazines. Brown Owl's Seesaw says.
I haven't checked magazines lately. Have they become scarce yet or no?
They will be by tomorrow with all the California shit. Those guys are going to eat it up. You figure there's 4 million people in California or whatever the number is. I don't know the exact number. But 98% of them are buying 50. They're probably filling every credit card they can to buy shit that they normally couldn't buy.
Maybe I'll sell some mags.
Yeah. It's that time again.
Yeah, I guess.
U.S. Postal Service is backing Biden. Yeah, all those tartar. Let's see, they do this shit to put a strain on an already stressed industry. Shaggy says, just wait until October, November. You're going to see a lot of events happening, and they're going to try to lock it back down because of the election. Yeah, maybe. Let's just see. I can still find OK Industries for $11. Magazines aren't so scarce. I ordered 50 from multiple packs a couple months ago. Why? Can't find damn
packs.
I don't know. Maybe packs.
Places.
What? No.
Places. Magazines aren't so scarce. I order 50 from multiple places a couple months ago. Hashtag still a dick.
Hashtag you're always right, dick. I can't even find that damn comment anymore. I can't even pretend like I was right.
We'll see you, Richard.
What's up, Abigail? Night, Richard. Have a good one.
Miguel.
Changed overnight. Oh, look at that. I don't know how true this is, but that's awesome. That changed overnight as California changed their laws today and places start shipping there already, it seems. Yeah, it's probably going to go. If you needed a magazine, you should have bought one last week. Pax Places. What the hell, Eric says? All right, with that said, we are at 2 hours of madness. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed our entertainment, fun. Hopefully, you learned something. I know I did. I learned a bunch. It's always fun seeing you guys out there in the comments section, giving us some questions, helping us move the chat along, steering it in the right directions. And that's all I got. You got anything, Ray, before we skedaddle?
I had a good time. It was fun. I enjoyed it. We always learn something on both ends from, the people that comment, and then also, just the multitude of minds that are out there. It's good stuff. I'm glad you do have the chats. I don't do the chats as often as you do, but because I don't have internet service. But no, it was a good time. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, for sure.
What else am I going to do?
Yeah, I don't know. All right, everyone, stay safe. Enjoy the night. Get some rest. And all that fun stuff. Go find some ammo. Go make some ammo. Go find some primers. Find some powder. Find something that's going to help make things go boom. See ya.